Hi everyone, it's Crumb. But for those of you watching, I believe there's only a couple of us here at the moment, but hopefully that'll improve over time. I want to get onto straight onto the news. So Duke Nukem has released, or is releasing, a new game. It will be something straight out of the 90s, according to one person that's had a hands-on look at it. This has come from GameSpot.com, and they have said that Duke Nukem's first new game in a decade is straight out of the 90s. So let's see if there's any truth to that when it comes out. Duke Nukem is a firm favourite of mine, so I'm hoping that they've done it justice at the very least. Fortnite, as always, is in the news. It's week 2 of season 8, and in order to complete the challenges for week 2, which are fairly simple for a change, they will need to do a tour of the complete island. You've got to visit the furthest north, south, east and west points of the island in order to complete the challenge. It's somewhat interesting, and it gets players to go around the island and learn about parts of the island that maybe they don't go to normally, so that is wonderful. Division 2 have released a promotional video which has some political satire in it, shall we say. They've got a bit of a commentary on politics with a fictionalized letter from the State Department of Mexico on their Twitter account, responding to the deteriorating situation in the US. Obviously aimed at Trump and his ilk. I don't tend to want to do politics on this channel, but I'm sure many of you will be getting a kick out of that. In the past, they've stated that they don't intend to be overly political because it's bad for business. But and they've apologised for doing so. Ubisoft have apologised for an email that made light of a government shutdown in the US, which they sent an email out during the shutdown. It became public knowledge, and they then apologised for it. So there are many things which hopefully will not land Division 2 in trouble this time round. Blizzard have re-released Diablo through GOG. That's now out. It's available for $10. That's quite a nice thing to see. Diablo was released in 1996, however you want to pronounce it. It's an RPG that kind of allowed a lot of game developers to build other very similar RPGs. It's kind of stylized the same as World of Warcraft, which is not surprising given that it's made by Blizzard. And hopefully Blizzard and GOG are going to release some more games from their back catalogue, including Warcraft Orcs and Humans and Warcraft 2. But they haven't announced release dates and they haven't announced pricing yet, so we'll see whether that happens. It's interesting. I shall certainly be picking Diablo up and hopefully playing a copy of it when I go onto the GOG site later today, so we shall see what happens. PlayStation 4 have added remote play for iOS, which is good. It's in version 6.50. It's a mandatory download of 442 megabytes. So it's quite a big download for those of you on slower connections. And it seems to do more than just give access for iPhones and iPads to play games using remote play. But it's for those that do want to play using their iPhone or their iPad. For example, if you've got problems using your hands, or using the style of controller that comes with the PlayStation 4, then remote play for iOS may be a solution for you. And having it available in this update is ideal. Remote play was something that PS4 shouted about when it launched in 2013, and with the PS Vita already available, you could play remotely on the PS Vita with your PS4, and that was quite nice. That was quite fun. But from up until now, being able to do it on the mobile side of things, on the smartphones and tablets, has always been something that they've said are going to happen. And they did expand it to Sony Xperia phones, and more recently it's been available on Mac and PC, but not on iOS or Android. So the fact it's now on iOS is a good sign, and hopefully it will be on Android soon. What else is in the news? Oh yes, Nintendo Switch have released a VR headset, or will be releasing a VR headset, sorry, as a Labo kit. Now, Labo is the cardboard creation system which Nintendo have launched, or launched when they launched the Switch, and it allows you to fold and bend cardboard into different forms, and they've released one that will turn your Switch into a VR headset. I am intrigued as to what applications and what games will make use of this, if any. There may be just a case of Nintendo just putting this out there to see who bites. I don't know. PUBG has gained some new skins on PS4. These are Horizon Zero Dawn skins. I don't really know much about PUBG or that game, or Horizon Zero Dawn for that matter, but to see it continuing to expand is always good. And Pokemon Go, for those of you that still play, Pokemon Go have brought back Rayquaza for a new raid event from the 15th to the 18th of March. Now, it used to be available. It's a Gen 3 legendary Pokemon. It used to be available. So the fact that it's come back, and it looks like it's only coming back for a limited period of time, leaves us to wonder whether other legendary Pokemon that have been removed from Pokemon Go will come back. So, what else have we got? We have... I'm just looking around at other screens, basically, to see what else is in the news. Oh yes, okay, so ToeJam and Earl back in the groove. Nope. Sorry, folks. I had turned everything to silent, I thought, but apparently not this one. So, ToeJam and Earl back in the groove. That was released quite recently on the Switch, I believe. ToeJam and Earl is a bit of a fan favourite. It's an old game from the 90s, I think. I don't remember playing the originals, but I do have a copy of one of the originals. And it looks very much like a 90s game. It looks awesome. It was funded on Kickstarter, would you believe? So it's great to see a game that was funded on Kickstarter come through and actually get a release on the Switch, and I think it's coming out on the PS4 as well, if it hasn't already. So that's wonderful news. What else do we have? Devil May Cry 5 has a really long storyline this time round, it looks like. With 15 hours just to complete the main mission. So you should be able to finish it in a weekend, but 15 hours is a long period of time to commit to a single game these days. I would be surprised if Devil May Cry 5 has a lot of people who end up completing the main game. I think other than those hardcore Capcom fans, there will be a lot of people who do maybe 8-10 hours, which is about the limit of most games nowadays, and then give up. Now, Devil May Cry 5 has been getting very, very, very good reviews on the PS4. It's a very good game from what I can see. It's just that it takes a long time to complete. What else do we have? We have Just Cause 4 have released a DLC. Sorry, not released a DLC. We've been able to see the DLC roadmap to see how they will be improving Just Cause 4. There'll be a patch that was released today, which is wonderful. And that adds a classic Rico skin, but there'll be a lot of other DLCs coming soon, which will hopefully give us things that improve the game substantially. Here's hoping. And remember, folks, while I'm quickly running through the news, you can always interact with me on Twitter at @WayTooCrumbly, my website, which does post some news, as well as letting you see the latest videos I've put up on YouTube, is available at crumblecris.com. And if you're feeling amazingly generous, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/crumblecris. Anyway, back to the news. What else do we have today? So, Microsoft have announced the upcoming availability of a load of new titles in the Xbox Game Pass, including Just Cause 4, Lego Batman 2, Fallout 4, F1 2017, which they will begin to appear in the Xbox catalogue from the 7th of March through to about the 14th of March. So that will be really good. This one's come from the Envision community, and you know, just a little bit. Just Cause 4 is about a rugged rogue agent, and you know, it's a very explosive game. Let's put it that way. Lego Batman 2. All of a sudden, my phone is being blown up. That's wonderful. Lego Batman 2 is another one of those hit Lego games. You know, I've got several of them, and in fact, we may even play one or two of them this evening. Lego Batman 2 is not one I have in my collection, though, so I will be looking to get it soon. F1 2018, which I think I said 2017 earlier. 2018, sorry. Is not a game I play. I don't play the racing games very often, and especially the racing games on the PS4. So that's one I will. The Formula 1 World Championship 2018 is one that I will look at just to see what it's like. I will pick it up and see whether it's any good, just so I can give you guys some feedback. Fallout 4 is Fallout 4. You know, I think I've had every Fallout now. So Fallout 4 is going to come out on the 14th of March for the Xbox, and I am really looking forward to it. What else do we have? What else do we have? Let's have a look. Immortal Legacy on the PS4, or Immortal Legacy: The Jade Cipher, which was previously known as Kill X, which is by Viva Games for the PlayStation VR. That will be out on March 20th, so we shall see what that's like when it comes out. We also have Hardcore Mecha, previously known as Code Hardcore, which is by Rocket Punch Games, which is a developer you hear a lot of these days. It doesn't have a firm release date yet, but it will be coming to the PS4 and the PC. It's had a trailer release, and it's in the trailer we only got the single player campaign view, but hopefully it will be quite a nice game. Those were both games that came out of the China Hero project run by Sony. There was a third game as well, and I'm trying to think what it was. There's a couple of other games actually. I can't remember. There was quite a few games that came out from that China Hero project. Anno have released a new, or will be releasing a new game as a result. So there's quite a few. There's quite a few. So now we've got the news out of the way, let's start looking at playing a game, shall we? So switch over to my gameplay camera. Hello world. Ooh, 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 ooh. Where is it? It's over here. It's very, very cropped. It's very bad. Let's uncrop this, shall we? Do that. Do that for now. There we go. Can we all see that? Yes, we can. Okay, there we go. So now you can see me. Perfect. Okay, so you can see I have my Steam library up. There's a few of us watching now, not many, but there's a few. If you want to see me play any one of these games that are on the screen, I'm not going to read them all out. There's like 30 odd games here, I think. 35 games I've got installed right now. So if you want to see me play any one of these games, then let me know in the YouTube comments. I'm not really sure which one I will play if you guys don't decide, so it would be really interesting to see which game you'd like to see me play. While we're waiting, I will go back and let's see if I can find some more game news. So I have two cameras set up here, and I'm leaving this camera up for the moment so that you can see the list of games, which you should be able to see if you go to full screen. This is being sent out in 1080p 30, so should be okay. I don't know. If you can't see it, then let me know. And also, can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? I haven't checked that, but I think I should be. So while we're waiting, so a kind of weird game related-ish type game, title I guess you'd say, is the Chinese market now have romance video games designed by women for women, and they could be the next big thing, who knows. But it's detailed in an article on the Wired website, on the wired.co.uk website, and the website, goes through a mobile game called Love and Producer, where you had 4 handsome devils pursuing you. I wonder whether this is going to make it into any other market other than the Chinese market, where there is obviously, has been up until recently, the one-child rule, and we've also had other things such as an excess of males, which have resulted in China having great difficulty with marriage rates and birth rates as a result. So now you've hopefully had time to view all these games. If you want me to play any of them, or if you want me to play one of them, and you can think of one, then please let me know. I'm going to go back to the other camera because I much prefer it to this camera right now, because that way I can look at the screen with the news on. There we go. Welcome back to my messy front room, my messy apartment. So this past week I launched this channel. I just want to give you guys a bit of background. I launched this channel to give myself something to do. I recently found myself with a lot more time on my hands than I previously had, and wanted to make sure that whilst I had this extra time, that I did something productive with it, and something constructive. And in doing that, I realised that I could share the fun I have playing games with you. And also talking about the game news, and talking about all things to do with gaming. Now, I'm not doing this to make money. You know, you can't even make money at this level. You know, I don't have enough people subscribe to me. I don't have enough people that are interested in watching me to make anywhere near any amount of money. And I don't care. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I want to share with you guys something that has given me a genuine feel of happiness and warmth, and the ability to actually get through life, I guess you'd say. You know, games are one of those things that a lot of us who are millennials, so to speak, which I just about fit into, I think, we find games a way of relaxing. And as someone who's in a wheelchair, as someone who is disabled, I can't go and run a marathon, I can't go and raise money for charity or things like that very easily. I can raise money for charity and have done in the past, but I wanted to do something that I could share with the whole community, with the whole world. And this is my way of doing that. You know, I am grateful for everyone that supports me, for everyone that does anything that allows me to continue to do this. I really genuinely am. Anyway, so back to the news. So those of you who follow the Nintendo Switch will be aware that a game released relatively recently called Tetris 99. It was released by Nintendo themselves, and it's a twist on the classic Tetris. There has recently been a competition for Tetris 99 with a prize of, I believe it's $10, which obviously is not very large, but it's being done more, I believe, to raise the profile of Tetris 99, more than anything else, more than to get people seriously playing Tetris or anything else. It's being done to get the casual gamers involved. Sorry guys, I was just checking something there. I thought the stream had gone offline for a second there. So they're experimenting. Nintendo seems to be experimenting with a lot of different things right now. They're also experimenting with their Labo VR kit, and as one person puts it, it lets you look down the wrong end of a bird. Their VR goggles, the Nintendo VR goggles look like they could be used for a myriad of different things. From watching, things in 3D, in virtual reality, to actually a whole new set of VR games. This could open up VR in the mobile arena, because you can take your Nintendo Switch with your VR Labo kit on it, and you've got everything you need there with a reasonably decent battery life. I mean, I don't know how long the Switch would last if it was displaying VR imagery and processing VR imagery. At the moment, it looks like it's just aimed for kids and families. It's not really aimed for adults, so to speak. But it seems like a very, very interesting and something that I think we should be keeping our eyes on. As members of the gamer community, I think we should be keeping our eyes on this to see what happens and whether publishers and game developers get behind it. Because if they get behind this in a big way, then we will have, with Nintendo Labo, a VR headset for the masses. Now, I've had no response on chat from anyone so far, which is, it's fine. So I'm going to choose a game, and I am going to choose a game that I can do and you guys can get involved in. Let's choose Prison Architect. So Prison Architect is a game where you build a prison, amazingly. You are the architect of a prison. Now, you guys won't be able to hear the background noise except through my speakers. And I'm turning that sound down for a second. So I think I might do a Hey Let's Play series on Prison Architect if people enjoy it this evening. So let's go to gameplay. Hello. Okay, so Prison Architect is one of those games where we can create a new prison. It's online now, it's available online now, which is wonderful. I'm not going to play it online because I'm not prepared to make a fool out of myself at this point, but I am going to do a campaign. And I am going to do Death Row. So Prison Architect is made by Introversion Software, and this is a cutscene. Can we skip? We can skip. Okay. I hope you can read this, guys. I think you should be able to. I mean, unfortunately, because the screen is not at the high resolution that I normally run it at when I'm recording, which I've only done because of an issue with the way my OBS is set up. Speaking of which, if you know how to use OBS professionally and properly, then please get in touch, because I really am struggling with certain aspects of it. Did I put the door in? Yes, I did. There we go. But yes, so I think, let's build this, and move things forward. Now I think it might be even more fun once we've done this and just got to know the basics. Ooh, 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 ooh. Once we've done this and got to know the basics, I think we should try building our own prison from scratch in the open world version. What do you think, guys and girls, and those who have not decided, and those whose minds change every day, and those who are neither, and everyone in between? I think I covered everyone there. If I missed you off that list, I apologise. It was not intentional. So I think, rather than going through this, I think I'm going to create a new prison. We'll create a small prison for now. And we'll leave everything default. So we don't have unlimited money. There's no escapes, staff needs aren't there, there's no weather, there's no events, there's no gangs, but we can fail. It will generate forests, and there's a fog of war, so let's... I can play as the wall. No, let's play as the architect. Okay, so this is our prison, and you can see it's generated a lovely forest right in the middle. Is at least build some sort of perimeter wall, I think. And the problem is the perimeter walls are very expensive. The concrete walls are not, though. No, I think to start with we will just build a building. I keep on zooming out. A square building. And another one here. And then objects. And then... where's my large steel door? It's there. That's there, and that's there. And I'm going to use one of those as a holding cell, and one of them as a reception, I guess you'd call it. There you go, we zoomed in a little bit. What do you think I should build next? Should I dismantle the forest? Should I build something else? I mean, these small buildings on their own have been quite expensive. So rooms, holding cells, I guess. So reception we'll put on this side. Holding cell we'll put on this side. Okay, so it needs an office desk, a table and a chair. So, and it's all highlighted. So we'll put the table there. Where's the desk? I don't know what the button is to... I don't know what the button is to rotate. What's the button to rotate? Does it matter? No. Not right now. And we'll put a chair there. There we go. Put 4 beds in. And we'll put 2 toilets in. There we go. I really need to work out what the button is to... that zooms in and out. Let me go to the options. Nope, that's not helpful. Whilst I do that, present architect, keyboard, shortcuts. Let's find out, shall we? Because I am useless at this. There's no controls option. Rotate object is the mouse wheel click or the right or the R key. That's what it is. Okay. There we go. Now, that's very unhelpful. Which is 10 by 10. As a single staff door there. And will eventually become the site of the power building. There we go. There we go. And then we will use the second building for the water. So they are at least covered in either building, a brickwork building or a concrete building, just to make it a little bit easier for us. Okay, so power station. We have one of these, so we'll just put it over here, I guess. Capacitor. And a water pump station, which we shall put there. And wait until these have been built. What do you think, guys? Do you think we are going about this the right way? Do you think we should be doing something else? Let me know in the comments. So far no one's saying anything, which is pretty damn boring for me. So we need to get water to these toilets. Oh, zoom out, not in. I think the best way to do that is to get a small pipe to connect the two toilets out, and then a large pipe to go all the way up, and a valve to go there. An electrical circuit to go all the way down. There we go, so that covers us for electricity and water. And with such a small jail, I hope the inmates don't run away. So, obviously in the background you can hear, I think, my fish tank. And there's a fan running against the computer permanently, just to keep it nice and cool, which it's not really working, as one of the temperatures is at 194 degrees. That's very hot. I might have to change that. Let me pause this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Does not like that. Okay, well, we shall pretend that didn't happen. No, it's running at 100%, okay. The fans are just... there's just too much heat. So once this is all built, there will be... I keep on doing that, it's very frustrating. There will be a holding cell, a reception area, a water pump station and a power station, but I need to hire some staff. I've realised this. There are no staff. So I'm going to need some guards, I think. There's some guards. And a warden. And I guess an office for the warden is needed. So... 9 by 10, because it will piggyback onto there. Objects. Staff door. Down to there. There's my staff door, and that becomes my office for the warden. So, where's the office? The office is there. Wait for it to finish building first. Doopy-doopy-doo. Oh, it's not finished building. There we go, it's finished building now. Okay, so... office, what does it need? It needs a desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet. I think we can do that. A filing cabinet. And we'll put 2. A desk. Let's zoom in a bit. Other way around. I can't believe I always do that. It's very, very annoying. And a chair. And we'll put another chair there. Maybe another one there too. And a wide sofa as well. Just in case the warden wants to relax. There we go. Oh, they can have a radio too. There we go. So the warden has plenty of stuff to deal with now. So the warden has an office. There are no canteens accessible by this cell. Prisoners in this cell have nowhere to eat. You are not wrong. Which means I need to build a canteen somewhere. Do we build it over here? Do we build it over here? I think we might build it here. I think this might make sense. So this is 20 deep. How is that 19 by 19? Let me zoom out. It is 19. built that into a canteen. Large jail door. Right there. Well, we're not getting very far today, are we, folks? No one's watching. And, well, there's 2 people watching. I don't know who you are, but there's 2 people watching. I've said I will be on until 8. And I will be on until 8. I just would have preferred it if more people had showed up. I had 50 people that I emailed that said, well, I emailed more than 50, but there were 50 people that responded to my email that said they would watch. Oh, I have 3 people watching. Somebody has joined me. Hello, new person. We are playing Prison Architect because nobody gave me a game to play. If you would like to suggest a game to play, please put it in the comments. Ooh, 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 ooh. Or in the chat, more than in the comments. I am waiting for the canteen to be built. I've built a canteen, although my cash flow is very low. Look at that cash flow. So I cannot take any grants. My next intake is 8 prisoners, 6 medium security, 2 minimum security. I think I'm going to change that to that. Well, there's only 2 available, but I'd rather have minimum security only right now. Just because they might run away. Read the CEO's letter. Hello CEO, we've read your letter. Accept your first grant, okay. Oh, we need to do that and that. And then we can go back to our reports. Basic Detention Center. Administration Center. Okay, so we need to create an accountant's office and a warden's office. We've already done the warden's office, so just the accountant's office left. And the basic detention center, we need a holding cell, a shower, a yard, a kitchen, a canteen, 2 guards and 2 cooks. Okay, well let's create the accountant's office. I think that's quite simple. Group 10 by 10. Object. Staff door. Staff door. Staff. I don't have an accountant yet. Can I not take an accountant in yet? Can I not take an accountant in yet? I don't know. There's my chief, there's my foreman, there's my sniper. Gardener, janitor, doctor, armed guard. Accountant is there. Require finance. Policy? Is it under policy? Research. I don't see how I do research. Okay, so that's an office. We need a chair. And because this is the accountant, we shall give them 4 filing cabinets, a large television. Oh, zooming in when we don't need to zoom in. And a sofa. We need to build some electricity to give them some power. Then they have power. So then they have everything. But how do we unlock finance through bureaucracy? Reports. Do we see bureaucracy here anywhere? I do not see bureaucracy. I do not understand this. I would be really grateful if someone would explain this to me. I keep on doing that. Oh, this requires an entrance. Always useful to give an entrance to your canteen, which I thought I had. I do not understand that. Go. Ah, that's what we needed to do. Okay. That has probably cost us a lot of money, but once we have it, then we can hire our accountant, and the accountant has a bit of an out-of-the-way office, but room. There. This mouse is really frustrating me. A kitchen and a canteen. We have a kitchen and a canteen. So, in our kitchen we need in our canteen, sorry, we need a serving table, a table and a bench. A serving table. A table. Another table. Two benches, there we go. Some bins. Put some more bins in the kitchen too. Cooker, fridge and sink. Okay, so cooker, cooker, cooker. Fridge. Sink. There we go. We need some time in the game for that, and utilities for this. Okay, so water and pipes going there. And it's in a common area, so I think it's safe. I don't know. I need a drink, and I've run out of a drink. Oh, that's a blasted nuisance. Ooh, we need a capacitor or two. I've just put 3 capacitors on because we've run out of power. Everything's gone dark. So I put 3 capacitors in, which should allow me then to switch the power back on. Fingers crossed. I only need 1 capacitor by the looks of it, but 3 guarantees it. So what should we do next? We have a kitchen, we have a canteen. We don't have any cooks. I have 2 cooks. And the water hasn't been plumbed in yet, I see. So it's still being done, okay. We have 2 cooks though. So we need a shower and a yard. Now I think secure behind at least 1 door, so it needs to be secured My yards are not secured right now. Okay, so shower. Now I think a shower. Should I build it behind reception, or should I build it behind the canteen? Right, let's build it here. And that's while I'm doing this, let's get concrete and do that. So no one can get in from that side. See, what I would normally do if I was playing this with unlimited funds is I would build a barrier around the whole outside of the building first, whole outside of the plot first, which of course is what you would do in real life. Why has this got fog of war? Ooh, too far. Okay. So that... Ooh, why? There we go. Not so sure I like the fog of war thing, but we have now done the one of the grants. 2, 2, 5. If anyone is not feeling sick by this point, then they deserve something for their stomach for being so wonderful. Oh. Nope. Insufficient funds, oh yes. Don't have the money to do anything right now. So... Oh, I don't have the money for it, okay. So there we go, guys. I think, you know, we get the gist. You guys aren't interacting with me, so I'm getting somewhat bored. Let's play another game, shall we? Let's save this. Crumble Chris V1. And it'll save it to the cloud, so I can access it anywhere, which is quite good. Let's exit. Let's play another game. In fact, let's go to the other side of the prison. Let's play the Escapists, where we try and escape from prison. So we've gone from playing a game... Well, why did you go there? You should be over there. New game? Yes, let's do the tutorial because I am completely useless. Screwdriver and sock. Command click. Command click. Stand beside your desk and tap towards it. Click on the screwdriver in your inventory, unscrew vent, command click. crafting. Go to the right, left, right, yeah. Head north past the guards. Digging on an empty space allows you to dig upwards. There we go. That was easy. Assuming I can type, I shall call myself Crumble Chris. And I shall have orange hair. There we go. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. So I am basically just playing a prisoner who eventually is going to try and escape. So look, we've been going for an hour and a half. So this is rather boring. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But I said I would do this for 2 hours. So there's something up there, but the only way to do it would be to get past the prison guards. And I'm not sure I can do that. And I'm not being very talkative, guys. I'm not being very talkative because you guys aren't talking to me. But I think we shall end it early. I think we shall end it there because no one's talking to me right now. And you know, if no one's talking to me, then what can I do? So I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for today. I will be releasing a new video tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you like, or you can dislike this video if you really want to. I'm fine with that. Comment, share. You can follow me on Twitter at way2crumbly. You can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/crumblecris, or you can visit my website at crumblecris.com. So that's it, guys. Thank you, and see you soon.